What's up, gamers? Your boy 1412 back at it again, talking about the NBA Finals. We already discussed games 1 and 2. We're going to discuss games 3, 4, and 5, and 6 really quickly. Going to touch more on 6, of course, and just the series as a whole. We're going to touch on that more, opposed to the game by game. But just real quick, game 3, Cleveland won. I wasn't shocked that they won. Now, Delva put in some work. Had some amazing plays towards the end. My thoughts were still that the Warriors were going to win. I had them winning in 7 at that point, because before that I had them winning in 5 or 6. But when the Cavs won that game, the first game in Cleveland, I said, okay, maybe this will go 6 or 7. I had it more going 7 and 6, but great game by both teams, all the way down to the wire. And Matthew Dellavedova just came through. Him and LeBron James came through and did an outstanding job. In game 3. Game 4, of course, LeBron James and it was spent. And I knew it was coming. I said it at my job. I told this guy, LeBron played 48 minutes, 44 minutes twice. I think it was 44 minutes in game 1 and 3 and 48 in game 2. I said eventually he's going to have a game where he's simply spent. Him and Dellavedova was spent. It looked like the whole team was spent, but I can definitely tell their leader, the greatest player on the planet, LeBron James, was extremely spent in that game. Game 5. Game 5, I knew it was going to be close. I knew it was going to be a tough one. I had the Warriors, though. I had the Warriors winning their first game back home after a 2-game stretch in Cleveland. I knew their crowd was going to be huge, had to play a huge part in the game. And Stephen Curry knocked down some good shots. The good switch by Steve Kerr to put Iguodala in the game was outstanding, to go small ball and put him at the 4. That was an outstanding move. When he did that adjustment, I wasn't sure how that was going to play out, because here's the problem that I saw, and I said this after game 4. I told my boss, actually, I was like, you know what, Warriors got to be careful, because if they start double teaming, they're going to give LeBron opportunities to hit the wide open man, and these guys got shooters. Iman Shumpert, J.R. Smith, James Jones, and Matthew Dellavedova, they get hit the 3. They can knock it down, so you got to be careful. The problem with David Blatt is, though, he kept a 7-man roster for most of the game. He didn't play Moskov most of that game. In game 5, I believe, game 5 he didn't play him a lot. I didn't blame him for not playing a lot, because Moskov had 28 points and 10 rebounds. He had a solid double-double. Of course, outstanding. I would say that's probably close to an outstanding double-double there. But they still lost by 20, so I see why he didn't start though. He didn't play Moskov that much. But in the same breath, I kind of felt like he earned more minutes than 9. They only had 9 minutes that game. That was just insane. It's a quick recap of the games before I can give you my overall perspective really quick. I'm gonna try to make this as quick as possible, of course. But back to game 5 real quick. I had the Warriors winning. The Warriors caught fire. That small ball game helped them out. I thought they were gonna be. I kind of had a feeling that they might lose just for a second. I thought that double teaming LeBron was going to be huge. Was going to be huge for Cleveland, but they start manning him up 1-on-1 towards the end of the game, and basically forced him to do more than what he could do. In the game 5, they ended up losing. Game 6. Oh man, you know something? I've never been to an NBA Finals. I've never been to an NBA Finals. LeBron James is one of my favorite players of all time. I want to repeat this. LeBron James is one of my favorite players of all time and in the game right now. He is one of my favorite players because of his extreme high IQ for the game. I think it's outstanding that he'd rather make the better play than be selfish and do it all himself as a superstar. He's been like that since high school. That's all how he's always played. But here is my problem with LeBron James. He doesn't have that. I'm not saying he doesn't. He kind of turns it off and on a little bit, but he doesn't put on that killer instinct when I guess when I want him to. It's my personal opinion. My personal opinion, right from the start of that game, all to the end, I just felt like he should have been in attack mode, and he just wasn't. And towards the middle of the first quarter and maybe the second quarter, he looked defeated. You want my honest opinion? He looked defeated. He just had that look like, we can't beat these guys. He really had that look in my eyes. Now is that how he felt? Who knows? But his body language just looked like that. Now I know I say a lot that If it were me, I wouldn't think that way. But everybody doesn't think like me. You know, I'm kind of a rare competitor to a degree. Only reason why I say that because I always feel like, you know, we can win the game. You know, no matter what the circumstances is, I'm always going to play hard. Like we always have a chance. And I know there are times we were down 20 in games, and I used to play in season games around the way, and you know we'd be down 20 with like 4 minutes to go in the game, and I would still play like we had a shot of winning. And you know, one time we came back. You know, we came back and beat a team by 3. But at any rate, I just kind of wish. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that I wish he had more of that killer instinct. You know, I've seen it in Spurs. I've seen it against when they played the Spurs the first time they won it, and I believe that was Game 7. I seen it then, and I saw it against the Celtics, and I believe that was Game 6 a couple years ago. I can't remember what year that was, but I think that was 2010. Don't quote me on that. And I think for that reason, that's why they lost. You know what I mean? They could have won Game 6, gave themselves a shot to win Game 7. I was rooting for him and Stephen Curry at the same time. It would have been nice to see LeBron win it because he's that. I feel like he's that next legend. You know, that legend that seems like an android or something, man. Almost godlike. I remember when I was younger, you know, going down the streets dribbling my ball, the old heads were like, "How many points God scored today?" Talking about Michael Jordan. And I'd be like, "Yeah, he scored, you know, 63 or 40, 44 or some crazy amount of number." You know what I mean? But they referred to him as God. You know, and of course not like he's God for real. You know, don't get it misconstrued. But just that being that he's so great, he's not even human. And I feel like LeBron is next, man. But yeah, the same breath I like Stephen Curry because he's a shooter like myself, and it's just hard for me not to root for him at the same time. So it's just you know, as a shooter, like I'm a jump shooter, so it was just nice to see. But yeah, my overall thoughts, I feel like the Warriors were gonna win. I thought it was gonna be in 7 when they had Kyrie Irving. Even with Kyrie, I still think they would have won. I still think the Warriors would have won. Iguodala got the MVP. Deep down in my honest opinion, deep down in my soul, I think LeBron should have won it, even though he was on the losing team. You know, his numbers were just crazy. And when you say most valuable player, you gotta understand, if you take Iguodala out of the Warriors, they still are solid. But if you take LeBron from the Cavs, they probably don't even win 20 games. You know what I mean? So that's a huge difference, man. That's why that most valuable player, like NBA wise, it's kind of funny because when you say most valuable, you're literally talking about if you take this person away from this team, they're probably pretty. Like look at the Heat. No, perfect example. They're probably going to be like the Heat or the Cavs when LeBron left. They're pretty much going to, you know what I mean? They're pretty much going to be like that. So that's the true interpretation of it, to be honest. I mean, it's most valuable. Valuable is the key word. Most valuable player. So, man, all in all, great series. I was a little shocked Stephen Curry didn't get the MVP a little bit. You know, I like that Iggy got it because, you know, Iggy, he was huge. Iggy was huge, man, because his defensive presence and his ability to score at the same time. He was just all-around guy in his game, rebounding, doing everything he can, getting putbacks, man, just doing all kinds of stuff, man. Blocks, ripping LeBron a couple times. He was all over the place. I didn't think he would get it, though. You know, this is crazy because, you know, we always kind of talk about, you know, the person that should get something doesn't get something. And he was kind of, out of the three, I would say he's probably the underdog out of the three between him, LeBron, and Steph Curry to get it, and he got it. You know, I gotta give him props for that. But yeah, that's pretty much my wrap up of the NBA Finals so far. Hope you guys enjoyed the vid. I believe I said everything that I could say. It's your boy 1412, and I'm out.